Hello, friends. It's Coach Marcia here with our very exciting and important live stream for today. Before I bring our guests on, I'm going to ask you all a question and think about this. How many of you have been told by a medical practitioner that eating protein is bad for your kidneys? I bet you a lot of you have. And this guest that we have here today, along with Dr. Berry, is going to tell us how protein helped him after getting a kidney removed from kidney cancer. So, first, I'm going to bring Dr. Berry on because I see he's here with us.
Hey, Marcia.
Hey, Dr. Berry. Are you in your truck?
I'm in my Gator. I'm working out on the farm today. I hope you don't
Oh,
need me to
awesome.
be in the official studio.
Yeah, that's fine. We can see you. So, I'm going to bring Kevin on. And since we only got you for 30 minutes, we're probably going to get right to he's got a couple of questions about lab results that
Sure.
he would like to have answered. So I'm going to bring him on. And then, folks, just before I bring Kevin on, I want to introduce him a little bit. He's a very popular and long-running YouTuber. He's lived out of a camper van. He's lived out of a motor home. He's been around the block a few times. And he was diagnosed with cancer of his kidney a couple of years ago, went through the surgery, and he's been doing very well. And he found the carnivore diet from somebody that was following Dr. Berry, and he's just thriving on it. So I'm going to bring Kevin's also known, his YouTube name is CamperVan Kevin. So if anybody of you follow him on YouTube, that's his YouTube name. And I have a link to his YouTube channel in the show notes. So feel free to check that out. Hi, Kevin.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Dr. Berry. Thank you for having me.
Hey, how's it going, Kevin? Yes,
good.
Absolutely.
And Ms. Marcia, thanks for getting in touch with me and putting us two together.
So, Kevin, I just, you probably heard what I said to Dr. Berry. We'll get your lab questions out there, and then we can proceed with the rest of the. Just give him a brief update about how long ago was your surgery, how long you've been on the carnivore diet before we go into the lab questions.
All right. Well, Dr. Berry, I've suffered with kidney stones most of my life. Big ones. I've passed kidney stones the size of pencil erasers before. All different colors, stony, sharp, kind of like a sweet gum ball. Very painful. And so I've always had back trouble and back pain and kidney stones. And so a few years back, it's been 3 years since my operation. A few years back, the pain just got so incredible and I couldn't pass the stone. And that's when I went into the hospital 2 o'clock in the morning, and they did the scan and they found it. Not only did they find that, they found that they thought I had lung cancer as well. Said your lungs are ate up with it, but I'm not sure how far we want to go into it. But so 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with clear cell carcinoma in my left kidney. If I'm looking out, it's on my left side, driver's side, what I call it. And luckily, it was contained. S2. Anyway, it was contained. They gave me the option that we can remove the kidney completely or we can remove part of it. But the tumor is right in the middle and it's thriving. It's got a great blood supply. And I'm like, well, how's the other kidney? They said, well, we think it's pretty good. And I was like, well, let's not risk. If it's contained, let's get it out. So I've had 2 years scans that are negative. And I go back in August for my next scan. And my doctor told me, he said, if this scan comes out clear, then I'm going to cut you loose. We're not going to do this for 5 years. So my other kidney, it didn't want to come online. It didn't want to work. I heard while I was in the hospital, the cancer ward, I heard them talking about having to do what's where you go in and have your blood cleaned.
Dialysis?
Now they were talking dialysis, and all of a sudden my other kidney started working, and now it's working even better thanks to you, Dr. Berry.
Excellent. So your latest lab work results, everything is normal, or is anything elevated?
My A1C has dropped a little bit. I'm at 5.7, and I've been on the diet now a year and a half, 18 months.
We're having a hard time hearing you, Dr. Berry.
Oh, you having a hard time hearing me?
Yes.
Is there interference, or you just can't hear me?
No, you're okay right now, but you were muffled there a little bit.
Okay. What was your previous A1C?
I'd have to, I believe it's around, was it 5.9, Miss Marcia?
Yeah, I think that sounds about right.
Okay, so it's continuing to come down. That's wonderful.
Slowly.
And currently, kidney labs are normal.
Say again, Dr. Berry.
Hang on one second.
You're frozen.
Let me switch here.
Every time you move around, your voice comes back. So something to do with your movement.
Okay. How about that now? Is that better?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. So all your kidney labs now they're back to normal, or are they anything elevated?
You want me to talk to that, Kevin?
Didn't you say something about my bun score?
Yeah, his eGFR is 67, and prior it was like shortly after his surgery it was like 40. So that's come up to a normal range. His BUN is 30, which is just a tad high. So those are the only two that I see, because he shared his lab results with me. Those are the only two that I see that are.
So his glomerular filtration rate is normal, and his creatinine are normal.
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay, beautiful. So there's so much misinformation out there about kidney health and what diet you eat, and then also what the labs mean. It's very, very common for somebody who's a little older or who's eating a meat-heavy diet for their BUN to be slightly elevated. That stands for blood urea nitrogen, and nitrogen is a breakdown byproduct of protein. And so it's very common to have an elevated BUN. Almost never is that a sign of pathology. And so many people in the group and online say, oh my God, my BUN's high, my kidneys are dying. No, as long as your eGFR is within normal limits and your creatinine within normal limits, then your kidney function is fine. There are many, many things that can affect your BUN, and also many things that can affect your BUN to creatinine ratio. Now, most doctors are not nephrologists, and so they don't remember all the kidney physiology as well as they should. And so they'll have an elevated BUN and very often scare the patient, saying, oh gosh, this is a bad sign, when in fact it's not a sign at all of anything good or bad. As long as the eGFR is within normal limits and the creatinine is within normal limits, your kidney function is fine. And since you only have one kidney now, you need to protect that kidney like gold in the bank. And the way you do that is by eating a very low carbohydrate diet, because we know that the most common cause of kidney failure is type 2 diabetes and diabetes. Well, that's from too much sugar. And so avoiding as many carbohydrates as you can, that is the best way to protect your remaining kidney function. And even though you only have one kidney, that should be more than enough kidney function to last you so that you can live a long, happy, prosperous life if you protect it.
Well, I'm all for that. I think they told me at 67, some people with two kidneys don't have EGR or EFGR that good. So I'm really excited about that.
That's exactly right. Especially people who've lived with type 1 diabetes or type 2 diabetes with years, their EGFR is often much, much worse than that. So you're starting from a good place.
I was real hesitant.
That good place. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was very hesitant to do it. I had a friend in Athens, Georgia. He had been on the carnivore diet. He found you online, and he had been doing it for a year, and he was having great results, weight loss, strength training, everything. And I'm like, I was like, Charles, I just can't do it. I've got to protect my kidney. My nephrologist, they told me to stay away from the protein. And
It's
I was
primary
like,
care.
everything Dr. Berry is saying is counterintuitive to what I'm being told by these people. But I'm kind of a critical thinker, conspiracy minded, and
So I'll tell you, the majority of the time, nephrologists will not say the stupid thing that your nephrologist said. Typically, it's a primary care doctor who will say, oh, too much protein will harm your kidneys. Most nephrologists know better than that. They won't say that. A good friend of mine, Dr. Jason Fung, who is a nephrologist, a kidney specialist, he says it's the most foolish myth he's ever seen, and it refuses to die. But usually kidney specialists know better than that. The thing that's going to destroy your kidney function is not too much protein. It's too.
Well, the one thing that really turned me onto the diet, I believe that sugar feeds cancer, and your diet removes all the sugar. And I was just as scared of my cancer coming back as I was of damaging the kidney.
Sure.
And then the more research that I've done through your channel, and we spoke briefly one time, I believe you wrote me back and told me, that it was safe. And like I said, I'm kind of conspiracy minded. I try to be critical, my thinking, and open minded to different ideas. And I'm so happy that I did it, because I was at my heaviest, I was 312. I believe Miss Marcia may have a picture of me heavier. I cut out my sugar, then I got the cancer. I went down to 250, and I started crawling back up, and now I'm like 274. And I'm like, I'm not going to have this happen again.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not pretty there, am I? That's a well-fed country boy from Georgia right there.
Yeah, that's a corn-fed country boy right there.
That's right. That's right. And not that I'm much prettier, but at least I'm skinnier, right? You can take that off anytime you want, Miss Marcia.
Okay. And how tall are you, Kevin?
I'm 6'4", 6'5" with heels.
Just want to give people a perspective of your height and comparison to your weight.
Right. At my heaviest, I was in a 42, 44 pants, 2X shirt, and it was getting tight. This is a 1X, and you can tell it's a little, now that I'm sitting here on camera looking at it, it's a little bit loose, but I'm 230-ish now. So basically I lost 44, 45 pounds.
Beautiful.
I had lost a great amount of weight back in my 40s. I did the Body for Life with Bill Phillips. I did it like 12 times in a row, but I lived in the gym. And then I had a very physical job. I think this weight is very good for me. I think me and you're the same size, Dr. Berry. You're 6'3", 230.
Yeah, 225, 230, depending on whether we've been to London recently or not. Yes.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. And so just me trying, I'm not scared of dying, but I'm terrified of suffering. And that kidney hurt. And I've never experienced that. I've been in motorcycle wrecks, car wrecks, falling off ladders. Yeah, I can do that. But the cancer just wouldn't let go.
Yes, sir.
Right now, the pain was incredible.
This is one of the things I love about ketogenic diets and carnivore diets, is that they give you multiple signals that you're doing the right thing. So not only is your kidney function perfect, your A1C continues to slowly come back down to normal, but also you're losing weight. Also, you feel better. Also, your mental clarity is better. Like you're getting all these signals from every direction that, yes, this is the right decision.
I had terrible brain fog. I often wonder if our diet is tied to depression, In my younger years, I suffered
Absolutely.
anger issues and depression issues. My mother and father had the same thing. And I look back at my life and I wonder if it was food related.
Almost certainly. Almost certainly. It's not that you shared genetics with your mom and dad. It's that you shared a lifestyle and dietary choices with your mom and dad. They taught you how to eat, so you just followed in their footsteps. Probably if you and I could go back in time to when they were in their early 20s and put them on a proper human diet, you would have gotten to experience completely different parents without all of the mental issues that you had to grow up and contend with.
I would have had a completely different life. Not that I don't love my life now, but
Exactly.
and I just try to be open about it, because maybe me telling this, maybe it will help somebody else that might be having depression or anger issues or whatever. Okay, they say it's hormonal or it's genetic, but it could be the food. I mean,
Absolutely.
I believe we're being called out. I don't know who to trust. I don't trust the doctors. I don't trust the Diabetes Association. I don't trust anything I hear hardly anymore.
Well, I used to not be very much of a conspiratorialist, but the way things are going in mainstream society these days, it makes it harder and harder not to believe in
Let's call it critical thinking.
yeah, maybe critical thinking is it, but it makes it harder and harder to say, oh, I'm sure that's just coincidence.
Lost him.
Hat on, oh, this is just another coincidence. I think probably there you can only have so many coincidences.
Do you think that the diet could be tied to test? I also had low T, and I'm on testosterone replacement therapy. And when I started the diet, I was on the testosterone replacement. My number without anything is 150. I'm dragging. My number with testosterone therapy, I'm usually hitting around 4. I've been on your diet now for 18 months, and I'm hitting almost 700. I feel like I could pick up the front of a concrete truck with it full. So I've actually stopped taking my testosterone, and I feel really good. I have yet to get the number where I'm at, but I don't think I need it anymore. Have you heard that before?
Looks like he's frozen. I'm not sure if you can hear us, Dr. Berry.
Maybe. We'll wait for him to come back.
Yeah.
I've had trouble with my Starlink lately. It's went out a couple times. So
yeah. Tell oh, I think he's gone. We'll see if he tries to come back on.
Sure. We can talk about it and keep the show going.
Yeah. Tell the group about what you were fed while you were recovering from your surgery while you were in the hospital.
Well, nothing different. I was kind of quite surprised. I thought the Body for Life, where you have a little carb and a little protein 6 times a day, I thought that was probably the best, with a little bit of vegetables thrown in. I thought that was about the best I could do. So my cancer hospital was fantastic down here in Phoenix. I won't name the hospital, but boy, just incredible doctors, incredible everybody. So after I was somewhat healed, I went to my doctor, what's the cancer doctor called? Oncologist.
Yep.
And I was like, what do I eat? I don't know. I know what I'm told, how I've been told to eat. I grew up on vegetables and country cooking and all that. And I said, I'd like to see a dietitian. Well, they brought in this young girl, 25 years old, and she had her bag of all kind of food and everything. And she's pulling out like drinks that for cancer patients and whatever, and candy, not like candy bars, but similar things. And I turned it around and looked at it, Ms. Marcia, and it's like 60 grams of sugar. Yeah. Everything that she handed me was just full of sugar. And I'm like, are you trying to make me a repeat customer? Because I don't want to come back. And she was just blown away that I would even say something like that to her. I tried to be polite. Excuse me, my nose. But I'm like, no, I knew better than that. And I don't have a college education in being a dietitian. So it's just really a breath. Is it really a breath of fresh air to run across Dr. Berry, and people like him, Sean Baker and the whole crew. But to see them, publicly attacked is a strong word, but trying to discredit them, that just made me even more interested. Why? Because I'm a critical thinker. I'm conspiracy minded. And the more they try to silence them or discredit them, the more I'm interested.
Yeah. I'm watching through the chat, people chatting off to the right. And there's an individual that said, when his testosterone was once at 100 and then went to 500 in 6 months on Carnivore. So this is a known thing that occurs. It's not unusual.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of Dr. Berry's videos, but I haven't heard anybody else talk about it.
Yeah.
So
we get a lot of conversation about that in our private community, people. And of course, we have a lot of private live stream events in our community too, somewhat like this one. So
how many people do we have in the chat? Oh, I see it now.
Yeah, you see it? I don't know. I can't. It's not giving me a number right. Oh, wait a minute. 43. Okay. Yeah. So let's go back. I'm not sure Dr. Berry is going to be able to rejoin, but let's go back kind of to the beginning and do a little bit more of an introduction about who CamperVan Kevin is. And
I'm just a blue collar guy. I own my own business for almost 3 decades. I went out and pressure cleaned buildings all over the United States, just a one-man show. I go up 3 to 5 stories by myself. Always worked hard. Had rentals and managed other people's rentals. Just all I did was work. And my body started wearing out. Had a couple accidents, falls through the years, and got tired of doing it. So about 10 years ago, I met someone that was on YouTube that had an RV and was traveling, and I met him. While I pressure cleaned all over the United States, I pulled my equipment with RVs. And so I was very familiar, being a Rolling Stone, I was very familiar with RVs. And I was like, if this guy can do it, so can I. And
you've got a few helpers there that live with you.
Yep.
If any of them are around, feel free to show them.
Well, this is my latest guy. I started out with 2 Yorkies. This is my latest. He's kind of sleepy right now. This is Dexter. He's 6 months old. I've had him about 4 months. His dad was a contractor and he died. And little Dexter here about grieved himself to death for a year. And his mama found me and heard I had other Yorkies. And so he's my newest buddy. Tucker here. He's the biggest Yorkie you've ever seen. He's 25 pounds. My Yorkies talk on my channel. His voice is Bill Clinton. Man, you don't know nothing. He's a fan favorite. Good company. Always happy. Always loving. Best buddy. Rides on the back of my motorcycles. All of mine do.
His job is a security officer, right, Kevin?
He's head of security. He's got his badge on his vest there. Yep. The other 2 are piled up in bed. I got 2 more, so a total of 4. And they all talk. And we go out and do silly things on my channel. I do RVing, homesteading, like off-grid living, solar, motorcycles, 4x4s, the whole thing. I just film my life. I traveled a good bit for a long time. I traveled for 30 years. So being in an RV and traveling is nothing new, but sharing my everyday life with the whole world, I was kind of a hermit, but now I'm not. So it's just something different. It's just a silly little show. I've got over almost 1,200 videos now. And for whatever reason, people seem to like me. So we keep doing it.
Yes, they do. Hopefully you'll get a few more subscribers here I think anybody who's interested in what he just explained, you will enjoy following CamperVan Kevin on his YouTube channel.
You know, I try to keep it clean and family friendly.
Yeah.
And hopefully interesting.
Want to go back to your health improvements a bit. I know you had been on medication for blood pressure. Could you talk to us about what's happened since
Sure.
being on the carnivore diet?
I was feeling real bad in my early 30s, and I was a workaholic. Okay, if I'd leave before the sun came up, and I'd get mad when it got dark because I couldn't keep on cleaning. I was just obsessed with work, trying to get ahead, trying to be somebody. My whole value system of myself was wrapped around of what I did and having a good reputation and doing good work and being a hard worker. I kind of feel foolish now because I wasted a lot of years and a lot of health. And so in my 30s, you know, it's a lot of stress on the body and a lot of stress on the mind to run a business. And I felt real bad in my 30s. Ended up, they put me on blood pressure medicine. They said it was real high. They put me on metropolol and a water pill, hydro something. And so I'm now 55. I just turned 55 with a double nickel. I came off my blood pressure medicine, been about a year. Because I was like, boy, I feel bad. I'm all kind of swimmy headed. This is after I've been on the carnivore diet for a few months. I'm like, yeah, I was feeling pretty good. And I went and started checking my blood pressure every day, and it was too low. So I weaned myself off of it. And, you know, blood pressure pills, they come with their own side effects. And so the brain fog, mostly gone. Well, I hope it helps. I hope the carnivore diet helps with dementia, because that's the next thing I have to worry about. But because it runs in my family. So I'm off testosterone. I'm off my high blood pressure medicine, both of them. No pharmaceuticals that go into me.
So folks that are listening, anybody that's on blood pressure medication, heed Kevin's warning. If you're on it and you're feeling weird, it might be time to start weaning it off. So
just check your blood pressure every day. You can get the cuffs. They're real cheap, inexpensive, $30 at Walmart. Keep a record, and that way, you know, take it. Don't just don't stop your high blood pressure medicine. Take your list and go to your doctor and say, hey, look, and let them decide.
Yep.
Because everybody's body's different.
Exactly. If anybody on this chat wants to ask questions, feel free to do so. I see one here, but I'm just going to scroll up a little bit to make sure I didn't miss anybody's question. Let's see.
My nose itches. 2 seconds.
Okay.
Woo. Okay. But so no brain fog, no high blood pressure. I've lost 45 pounds. My one kidney's doing the work of 2 kidneys. I feel like I could pick up the front of a cement truck. You know, the one's got the big rollers in the back. Okay, with it full. I'm 55 years old. I'm now down to a 34 in my britches. And you can see this extra large shirt. I got some large ordered, supposed to have been here today, but I keep pulling it back. I don't know my what do you call it? Your fat content. I don't know that, but I'm pretty lean. You can see how I gained weight in my face and my belly. You can see that in that last picture. I don't know. And then the bonus that if there's a cancer cell floating around in me, I'm going to starve it. That's my hope. While I've been out here on the road, I have lost no less than 5 friends to cancer, people that I've met. Cancer's rampant. And I guess cancer can find something to eat or to live off of, but I'm sure not going to give it any sugar.
Don't give it any advantage if you can help it.
Tell people this, you know, kidney cancer, if it doesn't kill you, if it's found, it's usually found by accident. Sometimes kidney cancer does not have any bad symptoms. My back's already messed up, so my back always hurts. I was used to having kidney stones, so I self-diagnosed myself. Luckily, mine hurt so bad it made me go to the hospital before it spread. But not everybody's that lucky. You know, I plead with everybody, please go get scanned. Just tell the doctor you just want to scan, because a lot of times they find it, like if you're in a car wreck, they're looking for broken bones or punctured lung or whatnot. Oh, what's this here in your kidney? It's an epidemic. My critical thinking's telling me we're being culled off with our medicine, with our water, with our food.
Yep. Yeah, and then you have to be your own best advocate. I'm going to pop a question up here, Kevin.
Sure.
From a member. Lisa wants to know what you eat when RVing and what's your favorite way to prepare.
Ms. Lisa, my food is so boring. I can tell you exactly what I eat. In the morning, I got a 12-inch cast iron skillet that my buddy gave me. I fill that sucker full of either bacon, pork belly, or beef fat trimmings, or a mixture thereof. I call beef trimmings poor man's bacon. And it costs almost nothing. You want to find a butcher that's not very careful, so you get some meat in there too. I think I paid $1 for 2 pounds, where bacon is $6 a pound, $8 a pound. All right.
Yeah.
So a skillet full of bacon. Cook it 3/4 on one side, flip it over for a second, take it off. I eat 5 eggs every morning, and I cook it in that bacon grease. Okay. Sometimes I scramble it. Sometimes I fry it. Most of the time I scramble it. I put little chunks of cheese in it. That's my 9 o'clock breakfast. Same thing every day. I may change the cheese. I may change the bacon, the pork fat or whatever, but it's basically the same thing. 9 o'clock. Now we're at 3 o'clock. At 3 o'clock, I have found top sirloin steak here, Angus local, and I get it for $10 a pound. And I have a 1 pound steak at 3 o'clock. Cook it on the grill. Quite honestly, I don't know if it's a thing or not, but I could just about eat it raw. I crave raw meat. I'm not brave enough to do it with hamburger because, you know, the hamburger's ground up, and if it's got bacteria in it, it doesn't kill the bacteria. But on a steak, you singe that side, and I hope it's raw in the middle. And
you know what? My husband loves raw meat too, so you guys got that in common. Me, not so much.
I don't know. It's almost a craving. I have to fight to make myself leave it on the grill.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I do filter my water, Miss June. If you see my Berkey right here, I have well water. I'm out of the Coconino aquifer. That's 1,000 feet deep. I'm sitting right on top of it on my homestead, and I get it delivered in here. And so I have well water, and I filter it through the Berkey, and I keep a silver coin or two in the bottom of it in case any bacteria slips through. That's what I do for water.
Okay, here's another one from Joyce. She wants to know what kind of scan you had done.
Was it an MRI?
I know you were talking just a few seconds ago about everybody going out and getting scanned, and I know there's some companies out there that do that. Is that what you were referring to?
Well, I was checked at the hospital with I think it was MRI, but I believe most towns, like my insurance company back home years ago, wish I'd have done. They have a stenographer, and they use the same stuff, the gel, like they look at sonograms. You can get these health checkups for a couple $100 through your insurance company. There's traveling stenographers that do it. But I think you could ask your doctor for an ultrasound. And if your insurance don't pay for it, we're not talking a lot of money. There are clinics and like X-ray places that are outside the hospital that could do that. I'd have it go looked at.
Okay, here is some comment from Sandra. She's one of your Patreon subscribers.
Hey, Miss Sandra.
Have you noticed improvement from back pain or arthritis since you've been on Carnivore?
Well, getting the weight, you know, I was carrying 312 pounds, then lost it and then came back to 274. Just keeping 40. You imagine carrying 40 pounds all the time. You know, a Carnivore can cure a lot, but it can't cure the severe damage that I've done to my lower back. So I found a good chiropractor here in town. Had my first, where they light the things on your back? They stick the needles in your back. What's that called?
Acupuncture.
Acupuncture.
Yep.
Where these people are going to think I'm college educated, aren't they? Can't think of. I'm a little nervous talking to so many people, but acupuncture works well, and I don't know if Carnivore's helped that or not. Hasn't hurt it.
I think it all depends on you as a person. I just know that Carnivore and keto can't cure every possible illness that everybody has.
No.
Some of the stuff might get less bad, but it's not going to cure everything. So just keep that in mind.
One thing I haven't talked about is my skin. Now, granted, my face was real full, so I've got wrinkles, and I've worked outside all my life, and I live at 7,000 feet elevation in Arizona, but my skin is so much better. And my nails, I'm not saying they're twice as thick, but my nails are incredibly strong. And my teeth and gums, I had my gums were starting to recede. And my dentist asked me, he's like, what are you doing different? Your gums are not red. Your gums look fantastic. Like, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. And the hair, well, we won't discuss hair. You know, I've got enough, but it's still gray. It's gray and it's not reversing.
Yeah. Darn it, because I got the same problem. Question, go ahead.
Here's a guy talking about fatty liver. I do have some polyps inside my liver that my doctor back home, they found in my 20s or 30s. And he said that 10% of the population has it. I'm hoping that the Carnivore diet they're still there. I don't know if they're smaller, but they do find it on the x-rays. Do you think it will help my fatty liver, Ms. Marcia?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it will. I'm going to go back up from where you just saw the fatty liver. And Nurse June, do you take any supplements?
I have. I take some cranberry extract. I've had some UTIs in the past, and if I take the cranberry like 30,000 milligrams a day or whatever the size is, I can stretch the distance between those out. I can just about stop them. Sometimes I take a multivitamin. I take the Keto Chow, the supplement.
Electrolyte or the mineral, or which one do you take?
White bottle, tastes like salt.
Okay, so it's probably the minerals, the daily minerals.
I do take that.
Nasty taste and stuff.
Whew.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's the minerals. Yeah. Okay. Nurse June has a second question for you. Where's your favorite place to visit? Arizona.
You know, I kept traveling. You know, Yellowstone is pretty, but it's spread out so far. The Sawtooth Mountains are pretty. I like the weather so much in Arizona that when the world went kind of crazy and we had the cough come out, and then the economy got kind of bad. I was already on the road for like 6 or 7 years. I had sold all my homes and rentals and stuff back in Georgia. I thought it'd be good to buy property again. And I'm just outside Sholo, Arizona right now. And I just love this place. I I could wake up every day and walk out here and look at my mountains and be good. I don't need to go anywhere else.
Okay, we're getting some RV questions here. Lisa, you're going to do RV Unplugged next year. I don't even know what that is.
Doubtful.
Okay.
I know what that is. I doubt it.
Okay. All right. Let's see what else we got. Yep. Sue likes hearing about your story.
I'm just a blue collar guy getting by. And it's kind of crazy. So I'm like a workaholic loner, hermit. But I started this lifestyle, and I put the camera in my face, and somehow or another I get real chatty.
We're fine with that. Terry has a question for you about food. She said, "Did your doctor say to avoid oxalates to protect your kidney?" Of course, you're eating carnivore, so
I like what do they call it? That green leafy. I like lettuce. I like salads and spinach. Oh, I love to put spinach in my eggs in the morning, and I think that's what caused a lot of my kidney stones. So I think it's important that you drink a lot of fluids to keep the oxalates, because my oxalates are kind of high, but I drink a lot of water, and so I was drinking too much water. But now I know the right amount for me to drink. 2 liters for me is about right to keep my kidney flushed and not let those kidney stones build up.
We're losing you.
Oh, I'm here.
Kevin.
I'm here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Breaking up.
Oh no. I'm here. 1, 2. I think it's your side.
Yeah, you're kind of doing what Dr. Barry was doing. You're breaking up.
Yeah, I'm on Starlink. She's running hot. She's doing good.
I'll talk a little bit, Terry, while Kevin's trying to get back with us. Yeah, oxalates are not good for anybody. It doesn't matter whether you have kidney disease. So I think a little bit once in a while isn't going to hurt you, but you know, if that's a mainstream part of your diet, you might want to rethink that. So I think Kevin's back with us.
Yep. You know, and what I think a lot of people are missing about this diet thing: meat. But it's also when you eat. The fasting is just as important as what you're eating, I believe.
Yep.
Now I have to.
So you go.
I have to admit, I'm a 98.9% carnivore. I was going to have to kind of go to Dr. Kim Berry and ask for forgiveness, because I've had like a handful of chips and an ear of corn in the last year and a half, and I love seasoning. And spices. So you gotta make it. You gotta make your food taste good.
We couldn't hear exactly what you were talking about fasting. So what's your daily fasting regimen? You do some kind of intermittent fasting?
Yeah, eat at 9 and I eat at 3, and sometimes I'll have pork rinds, but from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock, I don't eat anything, and rarely am I hungry. And if I'm hungry, it's my own fault, because I didn't have enough fat in my steak. And that's why I go to the butcher and I get those fat trimmings. So, you know, like steak has got expensive. So you can actually get a cheaper steak and mix in the fat trimmings. And, you don't want something that's too tough to eat. But if you're trying to get in that fat, just add in the fat trimmings at $1, 2 pounds for $1. And so if I found out how much fat to eat, so I won't be hungry. And I realize if I'm hungry at the wrong time, I didn't eat as much fat as I should.
Right. Are you a butter eater?
I like butter. I see that the beef and butter gal, that the Asian lady, she's real nice, real sweet, real pretty. She eats a lot of butter. Sometimes if I have a little craving or a snack, I'll just take a bite of butter. You know, nobody else uses my butter but me. So if it has teeth marks in it, that's fine. But mostly, It's just the fat. It's the fat from the bacon, and it's the fat from the fat in the steak.
Yeah.
I'm not against the butter, for sure.
Well, for some folks, dairy can be problematic. Now, technically, we don't consider butter like dairy, like milk or something. It is a byproduct of milk, but as long as you're not, there are some people that eat it like they eat an apple. I mean,
Right.
it's amazing how people eat butter. So
I can do it. I can really gross out my friends.
yeah, check
Get
out this comment. Teeth marks and butter is fine.
That's right. That's perfectly okay.
Yeah.
It's a shame, Cindy, about the spinach. I really like spinach, and I really like onions, and I like vegetables. But I've got a little story. I've been down to Yuma, Arizona. They do a lot of farming down there, green leafy vegetables and everything. Okay. Well, I've camped next to those fields you can't see from one side to the other. Well, at night they go out in their planes and they spray that stuff. Okay. With God knows who knows what. And I've driven my motorcycle out there around these huge fields, and there's a sign. And on that sign that says organic. Okay. And then right next to it is non-organic. Now they're all being fed by the same water. All these trenches around all these crops are being fed by the same water out of the Colorado River. I've seen it with my own eyes. You wake up in the morning and you open your RV and I'm like half a mile away and you're, I can't breathe. So I'm really curious how these planes in the middle of the night spray these fields and know where that little white sign's at. And everything they're spraying the regular crops is not going on the organic. Yeah. I don't believe it. I've seen it with my own eyes. So if you're spending all this money for organic lettuce, organic spinach, know this, it uses the same water out of the same field. And let's just hope that the guy that sprayed the vegetables missed yours somehow. But I'm a half mile away from it, and you open the door, and you're. So it's hard to trust vegetables unless you grow it yourself.
Yes, yes, and we're all about in our community. We're all about that. For people that have the property, if they can have chickens and some kind of livestock or something that they can raise, they know exactly what that animal was eating and what they were grazing on. So. I don't have enough property for that, so I can't do that. But
I get all my eggs are grown real close to here.
Yeah. Make friends with a local farmer. Here's another question for you from Robert. You cook the fat just like you cook bacon.
I do. Mm-hmm. And when you get the fat trimmings, Robert, you don't know. I mean, some are thick, some are thin. So to say you cook it, it's impossible to cook it all the same.
Yeah.
So some is a little juicier than others, and some's a little crispier than others.
Yeah. Do you have a air fryer?
I don't. I keep hearing about it though.
Yeah, because some people will cut it up, especially like the pork belly. They'll cut it in little cubes and put it in the air fryer. And if you like crispy stuff, which I do, supposedly the air fryer makes those pieces nice and crispy.
The pork rinds are really good, but I like the pork cracklings. But you got to be real careful. I was at Walmart, and I think it was Max pork rinds. Well, they have this is the best double fried this, double fried that, premium pork rinds. And I said, boy, that's going to be good. Now, I could barely get my buggy to the car before I started eating them. Right. So I sit down in the car and, they're crispy and, you're like, $7 a bag. I don't care. I'm going to pay it. Turned it around. Sugar. They added sugar, not to the hot and spicy, just the regular pork.
Oh, that's
sugar.
Weird.
Why?
That's weird.
And if you notice, all of you guys, start checking the labels on your cans. If you're not carnivore yet, let's say you're keto or whatever, look at your cans and look it's like every manufacturer puts in a gram of sugar per serving. Why? For what benefit?
Yeah.
You think I can taste a gram of sugar in that pork crackling?
Yeah. Lisa said because it makes you want more.
And worse.
Here's another camping question for you. This is a fellow coach in Dr. Barry's community. She lives in the Tucson area, I believe. Here's a question from Paola. How many days do you stay in each state? I might have missed it if you already said that.
Well, there's all different kind of ways to travel. So when I was cleaning buildings, I stayed in a state for weeks at a time. There are people that stay on the move all the time. They're going for like one big tourist trap to the other, or one big national park to the other. But you're missing out. You're missing out. What I learned in traveling is to go to one place and sit there for a minute and get to know the locals and find the smaller venues, the smaller state parks or the city parks or whatever. After years of traveling, Miss Paola, it's not the places. The places are great. They can be great. The sites can be great. It's the people. You want to meet the people. And that's my favorite thing about traveling, is meeting the different people. You learn so much. And everybody's got their struggle going on, and everybody deals with it a different way. But, when I first started traveling after my cleaning business, I don't know, I guess I was exposed to the wrong kind of people. I thought there were more bad people than good, but I think there are a lot more good people than bad. It's just the good people are scared to be good anymore. They're tired of getting run over, taken advantage of. And, we're being taught on the TV to distrust everybody that don't look like you, or has a different opinion than you, or lives different than you. Hate, 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 hate. But that's not what people really want. People want to have friends, and people want to get along, and people want to raise their family and have a good life. Don't believe all this mainstream crap separating us and dividing us.
Yeah.
We're just people.
Kevin, we're getting close to the end of the hour. So let's recircle back to your health changes and your diet. Is there anything else that you want to share with this group of people here today? And this will be on the replay. There's a lot of people that RSVP, but not everybody could be here.
Sure.
Is there anything else you want to share about your health journey, your diet, anything like that?
I don't know where I'm going from here. Like I was telling you, like last night, I feel like I got the carburetor running. The vehicle's running. I've adjusted the carburetor, but I don't know how to fine tune it. I was hoping Dr. Barry would help me fine tune anything that I'm doing wrong. But if you don't have your health, like, I don't have a lot of family left. I have a ton of friends, but what good is money? What good is family? What good is friend? I mean, it's really true. If you don't have your health, you don't have anything. You can't enjoy your family. You can't enjoy your friends. You can't enjoy what you've worked hard for. And I just took a chance. I'd like that critical thinking, that conspiracy mind, like, something just isn't right. I'm going to try this.
Yeah.
And I'm
it's
glad
it's like you said earlier, it was counterintuitive based upon everything the medical establishment was educating you about. And being a nurse myself, I went through the same thing 6 years ago when I first got involved in this. It's like, I wasn't trained like this. I was trained, you have to eat low fat, you have to eat low salt, you have to monitor your calories in, calories out, all that kind of stuff. Exercise your brains out, and you still don't get anywhere, right? So
is everything a lie?
Yeah, right.
I'm beginning to wonder.
Right.
Maybe there's too many of us. Maybe we're getting too smart. Maybe they can get rid of some of us and dumb some of us older people down with some Alzheimer's and some, our brains aren't getting enough fat. What if they want everybody to be diabetic? It's so simple. Why in the what American Diabetes Association, why aren't they saying you should do some fasting? You should change your diet. But no, pills, 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 take more pills. It almost got me. It almost got me. I almost fell for it. I think I found out just in time.
Right.
I hope I'm doing the right thing.
Oh, you're going to love this question. I'm going to post it on the screen. Friend had CKD, had a diseased kidney removed, and they want her to be on a vegan diet. I'm sure you have some feedback, some opinions about that.
Look at me.
Yeah.
Everything I've told you is the truth. Their body might be different than mine, but I'm here to tell you, I think this diet has saved my health, my mental health, my future health. I'm living a better life. I love vegetables. I love vegetables. Maybe eventually I may go slightly keto. I don't know, but for now I will never be less than keto. And but I plan on the carnivore for quite a while more. And Kevin, the doctors know what they've been told. That's all they know is what they've been told.
Yeah.
A lot of this research is buried. A lot of this research is, if they don't get the results they have, they go buy somebody else off to say what they want to say.
Yeah.
I think I think as a population on this entire world, we're being culled out and we've been made dumber. My 2 cents.
Well, it's, you are, number one, thanking that friend that turned you on to the carnivore diet, your friend from Georgia.
Thank you, Charles.
Yeah, he probably saved your life to a certain degree. And then you picking up from there and doing your research, which is what we all have to do. We all have to be our own health advocates. We can't rely on somebody else to tell us what to do. So you've done that. And, there's proof out there. Somebody with one kidney can definitely do fine on a carnivore diet. There's no need to worry about the protein that you're eating. Find whatever protein that you like and eat it. Now, you can still have, if you're not a beef eater, you can still have chicken and fish and pork if you're not a beef eater.
I'm still hungry after I eat that. I got to have the beef and the fat.
The chicken for sure.
I don't like being hungry, but I'm very close to some vegetarians and they're hungry all the time.
Yep.
Their body's like, I need more. I need more. I need more.
Oh, I have a question for you. When you switched over to carnivore, did you feel like your grocery bill decreased?
You know what? I don't think it changed.
Okay.
I don't think it changed. But I'm eating farm fresh eggs.
Yeah.
And the yolk is almost orange.
Yeah.
The yolk is almost orange. And then I'm eating Angus steak. I still worry. I know that nitrates are okay and all that. I still worry about a little bit. So that's why I do the pork belly. I get tired of it every blue moon, but mostly I like it. So I spend, if a steak is $10 a pound, 30 of them a month, right? That's $300. Probably spend 25 to 30 on bacon.
Yeah.
Probably 20, $30 on eggs. So I guess if I was eating beans and rice and a bunch of boxed food and all that, you got to eat more of it. Not,
right.
You have to eat more of it more often. And then then it's junk. I mean, it's close, but then you got to factor in your doctor visits, figure in medicine, figure in, everything else. If you start doing it that way, then it's much cheaper.
Yeah. we found, well, we started with keto before we went carnivore, but we found that once we quit buying the fresh vegetables, and most people don't want to go to the grocery store every day and buy their food fresh. So you buy up a quantity for the week.
Sure.
We found we were throwing out a lot of that because we couldn't eat it all fast enough before it went bad. So we found out by just not buying that anymore, the only thing I buy vegetable wise is onions and maybe some avocado once in a while. So
I
we
love
felt
it.
like we
Yeah,
were saving money by not throwing vegetables away in the trash.
I love a Vidalia onion from Georgia. I hadn't had one in a year and a half, and I
Oh,
love an
sweet.
avocado.
Yeah.
But I can't get over that crop dusting at night down in Yuma.
Yeah.
And every time I go into these grocery stores, these beautiful displays of vegetables, I keep thinking, and I see the organic, I just laugh. I just laugh to myself. Okay, it may not be a GMO seed, but it drank the same water. And if my RV half a mile away got covered in that stuff they're spraying, then that little white sign on a pole sitting out there in the field, organic on this side and regular on that organic got it too. I guarantee you it's covered in that same crap. And that crap is killing us.
Yeah.
Am I opinionated or what?
Hey, you know what? You're looking out for your own health. So
I'm hoping to help somebody. I don't know.
So just
if you want vegetables, raise it yourself. Then you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Judy Edgerly is a Patreon member.
Hey, Judy.
She evidently she's been following you because of in addition to your diet, and she's seeing great results. So
I've had a lot of my subscribers that started it.
Yeah.
And been on the journey with me. And I just, it's success story after success story after success story. Maybe they know and they just don't want us all eating meat. Maybe cow farts are ruining the world. Or maybe they just don't want us help. Maybe they're trying to save the planet.
Yeah.
By not having so many cows. Maybe they're just trying to save the planet by not so many people. I don't know which. There's that conspiracy mind talking out loud.
Yeah.
I should shut up.
That's okay. I just want to say we're at a little over the end of the hour. So I think we should probably, to respect everybody's time, we should probably end the live stream. But folks, just remember, I put Kevin's YouTube channel in the show notes. So you can go over there and subscribe. And he'll continue to talk about his health journey and his diet on his channel, I'm sure.
Thank you for having me, Dr. Barry. Thank you for moderating, Ms. Marcia. And
sure.
If you want me back, I'll come back.
All right. Sure thing. Have a good rest of your day. Bye, everybody.